Ending to changing for a different place, part 1 down below. I bought her a house and half a car. Does that mean I have to forget about trying to get the money for that back? Is another part of the process of letting go is jealousy of her bringing men into our matrimonial home. How about the dreams? I have dreams of my STBX with other men. When those dreams subside, is that letting go as well? Is letting go ultimately forgiving her? Forgiving her is going to a tough road to follow. Went to the IC tonight. I decided that filing for divorce will help bring closure. It will also bring a bit of control to financial anxieties that I feel, namely selling the house. The ball is rolling. Divorce paperwork submitted to the court. First court date September 12th. It was an interesting experience doing the paperwork. The family court was bustling with activity, many people getting divorces. I wonder how many of them went through the same thing I am going through. I was on an emotional high last night and this morning. Crashing out a little bit now. OCD coming back a little. I've had my ups and downs. Some days are better. Today is not one of them. Today I need to come to terms with this new anxiety. The IC says that when I have an anxiety, I need to have a plan. Well, the anxiety is, I am going to lose half of my money. I am not sure what plan I can come up for that. Live under a bridge. I know it's not the end of the world. How can I come to terms with this anxiety and let it go? I just spoke with an attorney to mitigate my anxiety. He thinks I went about the filing all wrong that could result in a costly legal battle. He advised me to contact my STBXW in order to make sure she does not go nuts when she gets the petition for divorce. The problem is the attorney says the paperwork I filed is not good. He said I will have a hard time proving my complaints, which will likely turn into a costly legal battle. He said I should discuss the complaints with her, and if she does not agree with them, withdraw the petition and wait a year. After I wait a year, it is easier to divorce. Today was really rough. Really bad depression all day. I went to a counseling seminar talking about Bowen theory. During the whole time I tuned out. All I had was Charlie Brown's parents talking. I went to IC tonight and lost it. The marriage is a cancer now and I have to act quickly to kill it, or it will consume me and destroy me. I'm going to continue with the divorce. Need to refile some paperwork because attorney told me it was screwed up. Been thinking all day about how to reword the petition. Think I am going to get a lawyer to help. Getting prepared for a typhoon to hit Hong Kong. Both days I have been attending a marriage therapy conference. Things to do when your marriage is in trouble. I was a computer engineer in a sea of social workers. I was the odd man out. Too bad I can't apply these techniques to my current marriage. I have to save them for future reference. Been feeling a terrible pain deep in the pit of my stomach for the past couple of days. I think it is depression. I literally feel like I am walking through hell now. I am impatient. How can I make the walk shorter? How can I get this horrible feeling to subside? One way is filing divorce now rather than later. Another thing I have been trying to stop is wondering about my wife. I wonder if she is having an It sounds like she is not experiencing the same pain I am. It sounds like life is wonderful without me. Why should I care? How can I let go of caring? How can I let go of a woman who doesn't want to be with me? The depression is insane tonight. I sat in a park for 2 hours doing absolutely nothing. I can't even listen to my iPod. I feel like the Walking Dead. I am forcing myself to eat. I am sorry to whine. I have nobody to talk to. I am surrounded by a zillion people, but I have nobody to talk to except you guys. I looked at the hierarchy. I am sorta confused by it. Perhaps it is because I can't think now. All I see on the hierarchy is bonding and excretion. I haven't had bonding in years. All I do is excrete out of every orifice. Fry night and all day said were hell. It turns out her affair was an emotional one that the guy didn't even know about. I don't know if I believe that story. She was writing love letters to him, but he did not know about it. To me that is an affair. She was unfaithful and cannot be trusted anymore. I think she is trying to find them herself. Who knows what else has been going on without my knowledge. This incident shows me that she can't be trusted. She is now unfaithful. Today was okay, went sailing and bicycling. Not much depression today. For some reason, I feel a little freer. The affair in some way made it easier for me to let go of her today. Holiday tomorrow. I will be sure to keep busy to keep the depression away. My main question for today was whether or not to continue the divorce. I came up with 5 reasons for divorcing her, and 3 reasons against divorcing her. I am going to continue with the divorce even though I don't want to. The ball is already rolling and I have many more reasons for the divorce rather than against. So, I will continue. Reasons for divorce. 1. She treated me like crap for years. I was a doormat. 2. I was abandoned when the going got rough. 3. Unfaithful. 4. Turned into a Jesus freak. 5. Don't want to be in reconciliation limbo. Reasons against divorce. 1. Reconciliation. 2. Will hurt the kids. 3. Finances will be split sooner rather than later. She sent me a long text on how I ran her through the heart by exposing her as she ran through me in the heart 20 times and slowly twisted the blades with her behavior. She told me she only wants to do MC for the kids but still wants to be separated. She wants to do MC without the promise of reconciliation. She told me last night that she wanted to do MC, but emphatically refused to ask me to stay the divorce. She said the divorce is my deal. To me, if she asks me to stay the divorce, then that means she is really into MC. On the other hand, if she doesn't want to ask me to stay the divorce, then it shows me that she was not really into MC. I pressed the issue a bit and she still emphatically refused to say anything about the divorce. I need to be clear on the divorce. I ended up telling her to F off. She called me back 20 minutes later and half-heartedly asked for me to stop the divorce. I did not want to press the issue. That was good enough for me. Question: is me asking for her to say this inappropriate? It's an important gesture for me that shows she is really into MC. I am going down to the courts today to withdraw my petition. I hope this is not a mistake. I will see how MC goes while at the same time doing IC for myself. I am concerned that going to MC with her is going to prolong the pain. I am not that great of a poker player. The cards are already out. I cannot pull them back. One of the things I always wanted is to do MC with her. I am happy that she finally relented and is willing to do this. Unfortunately, I forced her hand by filing a divorce and exposing an I want to see how MC goes for a bit before making any further decisions. If not very well, then I will reassess then. I think MC is important because A, we haven't done it, and B, it's important for the kids. She wants to start MC this week. Fine by me, but the tact I need to take is take it easy. During this time, I will have to come up with a new hand and play it better. Just want to clarify some badness on my part. I found out about the IA because I had access to her email account. I found out that she was writing love poems to one of her mother's doctors. I feel very bad because I had access to her email account to find this out. I knew she was up to something and I was determined to find it, albeit in a bad way. I no longer have access to her email accounts as she changed the passwords. I am relieved because I can no longer OCD on her accounts. I am also relieved because I found the proof I was looking for. Not a good thing I did. Actually, I don't feel guilty. I'm not really blaming myself. Just got back from the law courts. In order to withdraw the divorce, the STBX needs to be present. So, if she really wants me to withdraw the case, I need her to come down there with me. I am going to let this issue slide until the next time I talk to her. Just talk to the IC. The STBX doesn't want to do MC, but just IC with both of us in the room. I said no deal. I am inclined to let the D continue. I am disappointed. I knew it was too good to be true. Waves of emotion are going through me now. I am not going to play by her terms. Earlier today I contacted the attorney and told him that I will not be meeting him. Now I just contacted him again and said I need to meet him. I look like an idiot. I told the IC that I don't want to see the STBX like this and I will be continuing the divorce. I am totally pissed. The STBX is messing with me. I am not going to play her games. The divorce is on and if she calls, all I am going to say is get a lawyer and don't ever call me again. I can't take this bull crap. I need to recover and get over this crap. I will be happier without her. Perhaps my anger is setting me back. I am just tired of getting messed with. I am not going to be led on. It's better for me to be free of these games rather than try to play them anymore. If she calls, this is what I am going to say. 1. I sent child support for this month. I sent a little too much. I will be sending less next month. 2. Can't stop divorce by myself. Both of us have to do it together. 3. I decided to continue divorce. Expect to see an amended petition in the mail soon. 4. I think you need to hire an attorney. 5. I would appreciate it if you never contacted me again. You are hurting me exertions you do so. 6. See you in court in September. Goodbye. Why am I paying it all? Well, I'm not anymore. I need to mitigate the OCD that I am experiencing. I sit and wait by the cell phone for a call, text. I check my email constantly hoping for a scrap. I can't do that. It is driving me crazy. I am not going to wait around for her while she finds herself with other men. Based on her message, she wants to stop the divorce, but that's it. That is cruel for me. It's not enough. I have to move on. I am going to maintain radio silence. My STBXW hunted me down at work. I had to go talk to her. She said she wants me to stay the divorce for 1 month while she goes to IC and works on her issues. I am inclined to agree against my better judgment. I am afraid she may play games with me. She seemed pretty serious. She really wanted me to stop the divorce. I don't want to get my hopes up. I need to move on. The divorce gives me finality. I don't want to be living in reconciliation limbo. For the past month it was clear there was no reconciliation because she, A, was happy to be rid of me, B, badmouthed me to her friends, and C, had an affair. Since it was clear there was no reconciliation, I had to file a divorce so I could move on with my life. Now she comes and asks me to delay it for 1 month while she goes to counseling. I don't know if this is a glimmer of hope or just more pain and disappointment to come. To not look like a total crap, I decided to delay. I now have to work hard on eliminating any hopes and fantasies that I have. I don't want to get my hopes up. I don't want to get disappointed. I just will maintain NC and continue to do IC for myself. Update: maintaining radio silence. It hasn't been that bad the past couple of days. I don't have to OCD on the cell phone or email anymore. I am having fantasies of her coming over, but that isn't as bad as the OCD. She is upset that I don't have a cell phone. She really wants me to buy one. I am not. She doesn't understand OCD, I guess. It seems like the 98% is pulling me the past couple of days. I am beginning to get used to my new digs over here. I saw her on set and saw what I don't want to go back to. She annoyed me, yelling at the kids on her cell phone all the time. I keep writing in my journey. The anger is melting away since I have been gone. I have been exploring the anger and I haven't been emotional lately. I think I am still feeling depression, still have a pain in the pit of my stomach. The last few days have been better. I saw the STBX and kids and I did not spiral out of control like I did before. I am getting used to my new digs. When I saw my STBX last time I thought to myself, do I really want to be with this woman? She annoyed me. I am now in radio silence now for a month since the divorce is delayed for a bit. The radio silence is a bit easier to maintain since I don't have electronic devices to enable me. Based on my feelings now, I want to continue the divorce. I don't want to go back to being a doormat. I am not going to contact her. It will not help. I know that now. She will end up forwarding my communications to all of her friends with nasty comments about me. I've been pretty good the past couple of weeks now. I know I did bad by snooping and exposing Annie, but I am relieved because it explains her behavior. I actually don't regret snooping. I exposed her for the liar she was. Now the situation I am in is that I filed divorce. She came to me at work and asked me to stop it for 1 month. I respected her wishes. She is now in therapy and she is dropping me crumbs here and there, which is painful for me. She sent me an email the other day thanking me for giving her a month. She wrote me a card over the weekend saying the same thing. She sent me an email yesterday saying thanks for the money. She alluded in another conversation that she wanted to do marriage counseling after a month. Despite the crumbs, I am incredibly worried of being disappointed. I would prefer not to be disappointed. I am going to just work hard at NC and stay silent until after August 6th. August 6th is when I plan on continuing the divorce. The very act of stepping back, chilling out, observing is extremely difficult sometimes. The last couple of days, hard. Last weekend, easy because I have no phone. I haven't told her my feelings and will never tell them to her again. I've been pretty good for a couple of weeks now. I am currently faced with a situation where she could be stringing me along with delaying the divorce. The decision I need to make is knowing when to call it. Well, I am going to call it after a month based on what I am feeling now. I don't want to be strung along because that just intensifies the pain. I want to get on with it. I shouldn't have agreed to the delay in the first place. If she wants to talk about the marriage in the future, I am not going to fight about the past. I have let go of the past. It's water under the bridge. I am only going to tell her that I don't want to go back to a situation where my needs were ignored and decisions were made without me. A similar, but simpler situation is the cell phone situation. I have no phone now and she is adamant that I get one so she can contact me. I am not going to get one despite her being adamant. If she keeps complaining about the cell phone, I am going to say sorry, I am not going to get a cell phone. The same applies with the marriage. Sorry, I don't want to go back into a situation where I was neglected and ignored. I am letting go of the past. Despite how I feel internally, I am acting strong. I moved out of the crappy situation and I filed a divorce. I've had my moments of weakness throughout June, whining to her, but from now on, it's no more trashy nice guy. It's just hard to put on that facade sometimes because deep down I am hurting terribly. What if she does want true recon? Well, she needs to be crystal clear on that. To date, I always get mixed signals from her. She says she wants this and that, but then backpedals and says she needs time to heal and crap. What about me and what she did to me for the past 10 years? I always get excuses from her. I got excuses from her during the marriage and I am getting excuses from her now. She always used excuses to make our relationship the lowest priority. I predict I am going to get mixed signals from her in a month's time. I don't want to wait around even if I get mixed signals from her then. I am delaying my healing because of her mixed signals. I also agree that it's hard to imagine that she would change. Imagining that she would change would give false hope. False hope will turn into disappointment. I don't want disappointment. But what if? What is the litmus test that I should use? I don't have a litmus test. All I have been getting is mixed signals and that's not good enough for me. I need a pretty clear indication that things have changed. What should that indication be? A clear email. A message on a Goodyear blimp. When I proceed in a month's time, she may ask me to delay further, to which I am going to respond, I don't want to go back to the neglect, the abandonment. I am moving on. She is probably going to give me a mixed message then where she wants to work it out, but needs to do more I see, and needs time to heal. I don't want to wait around for her to heal because that will delay my healing. I have been waiting for years for her while she deprioritized our relationship and I am done with waiting. It may turn into an argument that I need to be prepared for. I need to have a clear litmus test by then so I can explain it to her. She hurt me by neglecting me, abandoning me, evicting me, and having Ania. The only way I can truly heal is getting on with the divorce. I don't want to deal with her wishy-washy crap any longer. So, in essence, the major issue I am faced now with is what is the litmus test I should be using in a month's time to determine whether or not to delay the divorce further or continue. I am now the helpless victim. I now get to spend the next month dealing with anxiety of waiting for her to call and reconcile. The last several days have been difficult dealing with this anxiety, and I have 23 days to go. I need to tough it out. I will give her this month and then I will take control and resume the DNC. During this time is not a fun experience, especially when I have this anxiety gnawing at me. In the days to come, I predict I will be getting more mixed messages. Mixed messages that I will be ignoring because to me, a mixed message is equivalent to no message. Once August 6th rolls around, I will be announcing that I will be continuing with the divorce and I will not be giving her any more time. The last several days have been difficult. Today is especially difficult. I am just not going to let her delay further. I feel like nothing is going to happen, but I need to stick with my promise. It is painful, but I have to carry this through. I can't waffle and change my mind because there is no obvious proof that tells me waiting doesn't make sense. I don't think it would look good to waffle again and take back my promise. If there is an obvious sign that I can use, I will take it and run with it. There are no obvious signs right now, just deafening silence from her and from me. All I have are my feelings and insecurities telling me I am going to get screwed. Nothing tangible, yet. Until August 6th I have to hang tough and use this as a lesson learned. Lesson learned, don't keep changing my boundaries. Another lesson learned, I have to take care of myself, highest priority. I'm not okay with delaying the divorce any further. I'm not okay waiting around for you while you make up your mind. Right now, I think I am having two anxieties at once. 1. I am having an anxiety where I have to wait for some breadcrumb from the STBX. This is in the form of a phone call, email, note, etc. I was feeling this same anxiety at home last week. To mitigate it, I queued up the SIM card in my cell phone and turned off my personal email account. This really helped at home, but the anxiety is now transferred to my work email and phone. Now I am sitting here at work waiting for that breadcrumb, utterly useless. 2. I delayed the divorce by 1 month. Now I am having this anxiety where I am prolonging my pain. I am anxious because I am wondering whether or not there will be true reconciliation in a month's time or if I am going to be disappointed. I think this can really be thought of as reconciliation anxiety. This is the reason why I filed the divorce in the first place, so I can avoid this anxiety. To mitigate these anxieties, I have these options. 1A. Turn off my work phone and email. Not an option. 1B. Take a vacation. This is possible. I've been meaning to do this. This will take me away from the work email and phone and will help with this anxiety for several days. But it will not permanently solve it. 1C. Turn the breadcrumbs into pieces of crap somehow. Crap is far less appealing than breadcrumbs. I don't want to wait for little pieces of crap. Right now, I get rid of all the breadcrumbs so I don't OCD on them. I trash all the notes and delete all emails and texts so I don't read them 1,000 times. How can I turn that wanting a call feeling into something different? How can I think of a breadcrumb as a piece of crap that I would like to avoid? 2A. Tell her that I would like to get on with the divorce now. This will put me back in control because I feel like I am being strung along while she finds herself. It will save me the disappointment that I will most likely face. This is not really an option because I made a promise and I should stick with no matter the outcome. If I keep changing my mind, I will not look good publicly. I made a decision so I have to stick with it. 2B. Tell myself that reconciliation isn't going to happen. Rather than waiting for her to reconcile, make reconciliation not an option for me. I need to practice what I've been preaching in this thread. There are many things about her I do not like. I have told myself over and over again I don't want to be with the person she has become. She is not the person I fell in love with. Why even bother with her? I need to be the one to stop the reconciliation. The problem with this option is that I am trying to fool myself. In the back of my mind, I know I am fooling myself because the fact that I am being strung along means there is a remote possibility for recon. Saw the kids and the STBX tonight. The outing with the kids went well. However, I didn't do the 180 all that well with the STBX. I talked about the past once and the divorce anxiety I feel with her. Break out the 2x4s. The anxiety that I felt today is just too much for me. I got to bring it under control. I decided to continue the divorce. I called her and told her that I will be continuing the divorce. I told her, I'm not okay with getting strung along. I'm not okay waiting for you to make up her mind. I'm not okay living in reconciliation limbo. I said goodbye and hung up. I think I failed at the 180 tonight, but the good part is I am allaying my anxiety about the divorce. I need to be firmly in control of this and push it forward. I am not going to let her push me around on this. The fact that I am proceeding seems to rid myself of the two anxieties that I felt earlier today. I may, or may not, be getting a note when the maid brings the kids tomorrow. The note will probably try to push back on the divorce, to which I am just going to write, no, I'm not okay with getting strung along. I'm not okay living in reconciliation limbo. I focus on myself every day, but it is not good enough. I run 6 Kelvin a day, got a ton of exercise on the weekend, eat well. When I don't exercise, I get disappointed in myself. When I had a gym membership and if I skipped a day, I would get disappointed too. I think I treat myself pretty okay. But I am still going through this anxiety hell. How can I reframe the OCD into something else? I know traveling is one answer, but what if I am stuck in HK? When then? Now I said this stuff last night. And I have a short response note prepared for today saying I want to continue the D. What should I do? Just ignore it. Forget I ever said it. How can I get through separation? In my eyes, the D helps me get through because I don't want to go through reconciliation limbo, and I don't want to get strung along. I am using the D to take care of myself. Why will continuing with the D make it worse? Earlier in the week I was hearing that I should get on with the D. Now I am told I am not ready for it. I feel like I am getting some mixed messages. Confused. Emotions. I am a person of high emotional intensity. I have always been that way. It's a family thing. When I first moved out, I was hugely emotional. Over the past couple weeks, I have been clearer and calmer. I have been working hard not to be emotional. Last night I was not emotional. I actually slept through the night. The major anxiety I am feeling now is that I am getting strung along for our last night. I came to the conclusion I need to kill this anxiety that I am feeling, and continuing the D is the only way to erase that anxiety. The D is closure for me. If I keep the D open forever, I am going to suffer. The D is already filed. The court case is open. An attorney has already been retained. I made my bed, so I need to lay in it. To reverse course now requires a huge sign on her part, a sign that I have not and probably will not see. No update. D on hold until August 6th. She thinks I am not ready for the D yet. I am still swinging like a pendulum. I can identify with you, Bandit, but I have to hold and take care of myself. We are NC each other. STBX is supposedly an IC. I am doing the IC thing myself. Ongoing roller coaster. Keeping it together though. Kind of hard. Making sure I am taking care of myself. Selfish. Going to see my son's graduation tomorrow. Went out and bought an air horn. Everybody in HK is so passive. I am the loud one in the audience. Whenever my kids are presented with an award, I make a lot of noise by screaming their names. The entire auditorium stares at me in disbelief. Who is this loud foreigner? I am generally very quiet. Tomorrow I plan on making lots of noise with my air horn when my son is up. I am bound to make somebody mad. I saw my son's graduation yesterday. Blew the air horn. Caused a big scene. Almost got kicked out of the theater. It was fun. I didn't stick around too long after because I did not want to engage with the STBX that much. Instead, I went home and worked 20 meters QRP and got my first contact in a couple of months. I am swinging like a pendulum still. I still have another couple of weeks before I need to make a decision on the D. I am in extreme anger mode this morning. I want to mail my STBX, the children and her parents, the pictures of the OM and the love letters she wrote him. I'm not well. I got my once-a-week breadcrumb last night. "We miss you" taped on the door of my flat. That's it. What a crock of crap. My phone is silent all week. No postal mail. No email. No communication whatsoever. Deafening silence. If they really missed me, I would get something more than a little note saying "we miss you." Their actions do not agree with their words. If they really miss me, why can't they show it? A little note once a week is not enough. I send my kids postal mail all week long. I have a nice package prepared and ready to be sent Monday. On the flip side, I get nothing but silence. I have been suffering extreme depression the last couple of days because of this. Seeing my kids makes the depression worse because I hear all sorts of crap about the STBX. On top of that, I get crappy breadcrumbs from the STBX that make things worse. I don't want to hear it because it hurts in the end. Don't I deserve to get some time off to deal with my issues? I need some time to myself to reflect and figure out what I am going to do about the D. Yesterday I did 10 pages of notes. Today will probably be the same. I am isolating myself because I am extremely upset and angry over the mixed signals I am getting, and everything else. I have to get my head straight. It isn't on straight now. Before I see anybody, I have to be straight. If they see this as a sign of weakness and if it furthers their resolve, then screw them. Man up for some reason upsets me. I believe the statement is sort of a cop-out. No offense, JD, I've heard this statement a couple of times. Isn't manning up doing what needs to be done? If you need to take care of yourself without hurting others, is that a part of manning up? I am isolating myself now because I have to take care of myself. I also don't want to say or do anything that will jeopardize my position. Forgive me, I am upset, angry, depressed, everything. Got the feeling in the pit of my stomach again. STBX called on an unrelated note. I told her I'm very angry over everything. I then mailed her a letter with picture of the OM. I then left her a VM how she is the cause of the anger and she doesn't care at all. I lost it. I am still going on with the D. My current rationale for canceling the D should be done based on logic and not emotion. I need to let time pass. My current D was filed based on a flurry of emotion, of which I am still feeling. It was also filed quickly. Not a good day. I couldn't work. I took a half day off. Went and ran for the latter half of the day in an attempt to clear my mind. The STBX has a hold over me. I have to break this hold. Before I left work today, I called the STBX and yelled 3x I am proceeding with the divorce and hung up. I think the only alternative I have is proceed. I am not ready, but I have to break the hold, and maybe the divorce is the way to break the STBX hold on me. She is a B. I wrote the same things in the letter today as I have been saying for months. She hasn't done a damn thing to address them. Same things. 1. Mean and cruel to me. 2. Abandoned me. 3. Forced me to move out of my own home. 4. Had an affair. 5. Does nothing to fix the relationship. I am the lowest priority. Has things changed since I moved out? No. I feel like an idiot. My marriage is ruined. I am not helping with my erratic behavior. I failed at the 180 pretty badly today. I've been pretty good for a couple of weeks, but now I am a wreck. I'm glad I took off work before I became any worse. I need to let go. I have to break her hold on me. I have to let this anger go. To make the day worse, I called the STBX in calm tone and apologized for my rants today. Sounds like she was in the middle of therapy because of the way she answered me. Anyways, I told her I am upset that nothing has happened in the past month and that the 5 major issues I highlighted above are still there. Nothing has changed. I gave her a month and things are still the same. 2 months after I moved out, I still have immense anger over her abandoning me and having an I told her that I am experiencing a lot of anxiety over the upcoming divorce decision. I told her that I will be proceeding with the divorce. I told her that she really hasn't done anything in the past month to allay these issues and to stop the divorce. I told her I need more than toilet paper and scripture to cancel the divorce. The call ended with me saying, I need more. I doubt I'll get more. I will probably get less. I delayed the divorce for a month and what did I get? Toilet paper and scripture. What a bargain. I should never have delayed. Now I'll have to settle for Starbucks napkins. It's over. I have to let go. She treated me like garbage, even until now. The divorce is me asserting myself and saying, screw you. I really am not ready for the divorce, but I am now in the thick of it. I made my bed and now have to lie in it. STBX has been chasing me today. I remained steadfast and did not respond. She is worried about the divorce withdrawal paperwork. She thinks that if she signs that I expect she wants me to accept terms of her signing, that there may or may not be I will accept no terms. I will no longer play her games. I will no longer deal with her caveats and conditions. I will no longer speak to her. She can sign the divorce withdrawal paperwork if she wants. She is not going to get me to accept anything. I don't care what she does, just the thing is, I will not play her games and accept terms. If she signs, I will wait 1 year and divorce her then. If she doesn't sign, then I will proceed with the divorce now. Doesn't matter to me either way. I have to move on and I will not play her games. I stayed silent. Indifference and selfishness are my goals in life now. I really want to let go and let God do the driving. But the problem is, I started this and since I started the D, I have to drive it. E.g., make the decision. I have a deadline coming up, and I can't really throw my hands up and give up. I really want to throw my hands up and give up. But I can't. I have a hard deadline coming up and I have to make the call. All I want now is to let go of the STBX and move on. I don't want to be subject to her abuse any longer. I don't want to do anything with the divorce. I don't want to do anything with her. I don't want her. I just want to forget about her and everything. But I can't and that sure sucks. The divorce that I started is the major thorn in my side now. It is a thorn in my side now because it is something I have to do with her, and I don't want to do anything with her. I just want to be free from her. I talked to the attorney today and asked him about this and other things. To get a continuance, the STBX will need to appear in front of the judge. In essence, she needs to cooperate. I pretty much need the STBX for anything in this divorce, and in all fairness, I don't want to have anything to do with her. I want to just throw my hands up and let go. But I can't and that sucks and a source of stress now. I will wait until September 5th before I make a decision. Maybe something will magically happen between now and then. I will try to forget about this for now. I'm going to have to return my 30-day chip. Had a long talk with the STBX this weekend. I was calm and rational throughout. She was very emotionally reactive but eventually calmed down. She kept trying to get me to agree to things and I wouldn't agree to anything, except a mutual appointment with a psychologist. She thinks I should be medicated. I don't think so. She said she will set it up and go with me. I was surprised that she was willing to set this up and go with me. I don't think I need to be medicated, but let's see what the shrink says. I am proud of myself for holding it together, keeping calm and 180 her. I didn't freak. She gave me a present at the end of the day, a Bible and signed divorce withdrawal paperwork. I am cautiously optimistic. I am not looking for I have to keep telling myself that. My ultimate goal is to divorce in June 2022 unless I see a major sea change in her behavior. Yesterday when I was talking to her, I told her the main issue was communication. We were not communicating when we were together. She did not know me, or even attempt to get to know me. There was no intimacy. I felt so alone. It sucked. I think I hit home when I told her I had 2 relapses while here in Hong Kong, and she never even knew I was on meds. A lot of our communications are still one-sided, and if it is still like that in June 2022, then what's the point of being married to her? She doesn't even know me anymore. However, my nice guy tendencies hid these relapses well, and I no longer want to be a nice guy. I still will continue to be working on myself. I see 180, no contact, letting go, moving on, etc. However, I have to modify the 180 a little bit. If she calls, I will respond answering her queries. However, I will not be reaching out to her. I will be letting her alone still. That's the hard part. I have to at least respond to her in order to make her comfortable. My responses will be 180 style and business only, but I can't do complete NC anymore because it is creating anxiety not only for me, but her. In essence, I have to open up a little bit and not be totally radio silent on her. I feel better now. Friday was hell. It started getting better when I went running until I had some union guy yell at me for running through his wet cement. But when I saw the kids, everything was better. Today was okay as well. I expect towards the end of this week, I will be anxiety-ridden and upset. I need to solve that problem. I am not going to go back to somebody who has neglected me and disrespected me. I felt so alone when I was with her. I don't want that again. I lost myself when I was with her. So much so I relapsed. Chinese women treat their men like crap. Her family treats all men like crap. When I was in China, I saw other Chinese families treat their men like crap. It's a culture thing. But I am not going to let the culture dictate to me that I am going to be treated with disrespect. My needs and feelings are important to me, and I refuse to be in a marriage where they were constantly discarded. In the meantime, I just will be staying the self-improvement course. She said she didn't plan this, but deep down, I feel used. I am over that now. I will not do anything crazy. She wants me to wait around for her. I am not waiting. My goal is to let go and move on. Forget about her. It is hard, but at the same time, it is getting better. By the time she makes up her mind, I will be long moved on. I am considering leaving HK because I really do hate it here. There are too many triggers here for me. I have no social life here. There is nothing here for me anymore except my children. Every time I see my children, it really hurts because I get reminded of my loss. A month later, I was in the Philippines a couple of weeks ago and had a great time with 3 girls I met on the road. I've kept in contact with one of them since. The girls are not from the Philippines, they were from China. We hooked up and hung out together for the weekend. For some reason, I keep thinking of OVS, the ladies' man. I will be going to Thailand today, alone. Last time I've been to Thailand, I've been to prostitute tourist traps. This time I want to find a place that is not a tourist trap. I think I found such a place and I am going there today. I find that when I travel, I am more social. I meet many people. I will be bringing No More Nice Guy as my only reading material and really focus on that. All in all, I've been well the past couple of weeks. Very busy. I have not communicated with the STBX for almost 4 weeks now. I don't plan to. Half a year later, I've been separated for almost 5 months now. I have been in IC regularly. I have been attending church sporadically. I am a part of a Bible study group now called BSF. I've been in NC since October 1st. Complete and absolute NC. I have not failed. I received an email from the STBX a couple of weeks ago saying she wanted to talk. I did not respond. And then tonight, the STBX used the kids to call me. The kids never call me at 7 p.m. The force told me something was up. Something was up. The STBX got on the phone and started yapping. I hung up. She called back. I asked her to please leave me alone, not call back, and I am hanging up now. Have a good night. She called back a few more times and I did not accept the call. Then I got a text at 9:10 p.m. saying that she wants to rebuild our relationship. I should not have responded. But I did, and I unfortunately played the victim card. I said, I don't believe you. I can never trust or rely on you again after what has happened. You used me, stole everything from me, had an affair and abandoned me. I have to protect myself from that ever happening again. There is no relationship between us. Please leave me alone. I've been doing so good. Literally, really good. I've been happy. I've been enjoying life. I still carry a lot of anger towards her and I am not ready to talk to her. I sometimes feel like I am being pulled into a black hole of hate and anger. I desperately want to forgive her and move on, but I obviously have not yet. I am not ready to talk to her, and I may never be ready. All I want now is for her to leave me alone. And in the interest of full disclosure, I have been having fun. Fun with the women. In some ways, I feel like that this is the best time of my life. Despite this horrible experience that I've been through with my STBX, I've had the most fun I've had in years. A month later, the STBX has been chasing me and wants me back now. I have been cautiously observing her over the past couple of weeks. I go and have dinner with her and the kids every now and then. The ex-mom is in the hospital and is terminal, and I went to visit the ex-mom as well. The STBX was really impressed that I came to visit the ex-mom. I went to visit the ex-mom because I think it is important to visit anybody on the deathbed, even if they are your enemy. The STBX is really pushing me to get back together with her, crying, apologies, using the kids, using scripture, so much so that it is causing me a bit of stress that is spilling over into my other relationships. To be upfront and honest, I told the STBX that I am actively dating other women. Initially, I kept lying to her about my personal life. I felt it was wrong to lie, so I opened up a little. I didn't tell her the details, but I told her that I am seeing other women now. Doing this is probably not in my best interest from a legal perspective, but it relieves me a bit because I think integrity is important. I now have a GF whom I like very much. My GF is aware of my situation. The STBX sort of sent me into an emotional tailspin last Friday. I went to try to break up with my GF, but on the way up, I thought to myself, I don't think what I am doing is right. I am getting manipulated. That caused me to have problems with my GF last weekend. I almost broke up with my GF last Friday, but I decided not to because I love her now and not the STBX. I am now in damage control mode with my GF. I don't want to lose the GF. I am not quite sure what to do now. Go back to the marriage. I am not motivated considering what happened to me in the past. I think it is important that the kids have a father who is around, but the marriage is broken. I don't want to go back to a broken marriage. I am much happier now. Distracted with a GF. I don't know, but I am much happier now, albeit stressed. For the short term, I am not going to let the STBX send me into a tailspin like she did last Friday. The big takeaway from this latest debacle is that I need to remain outwardly strong, and that if I am feeling stressed, keep it to myself, and not let me stress poison my other relationships. Last Friday, the stress of my STBX chasing me caused me to nearly destroy my relationship with my GF. I must remain strong and observe the STBX for a while to see whether or not R is an option. In the meantime, I want to maintain the status quo with my GF. It is important for me to spend time with the kids, so I will keep making regular appearances to see the kids. I also must maintain my boundaries, and the STBX is pushing them. Even if I didn't have a GF, I don't think I would go back to the marriage now. I am not ready. The STBX still blames me a lot whenever I talk to her. I don't fight her on anything now, even if I disagree emphatically with. I just nod my head and acknowledge what she says. But internally, I still carry a lot of anger towards her. I know I should forgive her, but I haven't really been able to yet. I originally had a 2-week vacation planned for Cambodia or Vietnam with the GF for New Year's. I canceled that trip so I can be around for the kids in case the ex-mom passes on. I almost canceled my GF as well, but I quickly concluded that was not in my best interest. I am going to do a shorter trip with the GF instead, somewhere in China. In retrospect, I should not have canceled anything. I am a bit sore that I let my STBX manipulate me. But since the damage is done, I will use this as a learning experience for the future. Don't let her manipulate me again. My comment: I'd ask myself not what you want, but what you don't want. And that is to be miserable and confused again like you are now because of this woman.